Hi guys. I know I'm kind of sitting a little odd here because I wanted to work on making something a little different than the normal crafts. I like Halloween and that kind of thing. And so I have this witch's hat, but I want to do something a little different with it. I want to make like a scarecrow kind of hat. And I looked and looked for burlap. I couldn't find any burlap ribbon or anything, you know, the wide stuff. So what I've got is they have these burlap messenger bags. Now, I thought that I would need quite a few. So we'll see. I've got my witch's hat. I got, if you still can find these are great. It's a luau skirt, and I'm only going to use enough of it to look like the grass around the bottom of this, and then I have some ribbon. So, and then of course I have some flowers to put on there to decorate it. What I've got is, and I got this at the Dollar General, I'm going to have to start by first cutting this apart because I'm not going to use this part. At first I thought about using this color as part of this hat. So it is going to take a full 3 of these bags to do this. And the way that they're made, it is easier to turn these bags inside out and I have tried, sorry about that. This has got some dark color stitching. I'll just put flowers over that. I have tried to remove the handle, remove everything, and it just wasn't working. So I'm going to cut up the edges of this bag so I can save as much of the brown color of the burlap as I can, because that's the part that I want the most. Okay, I've got you pointed down at the table so that you could see what I'm working at. So my goal is to tack down, if everything would just hold still and my neighbors would stop arguing for 5 minutes, it would be nice. I just love it, don't you know? Now remember, this is hot glue and this is burlap. If you're using burlap, it's going to come through and get your fingers. So I'm just going to tack this down with glue. And then I will trim this piece to the size that I need. And then glue that down. So that we have the first section of his hat like that. The fact that there's a seam is not a problem. We are talking a scarecrow hat. I have gone ahead and I have glued all of this on the back of this. I've gone ahead and cut the last of the 4th of those purses, the messenger bags, off. And I have one piece left from cutting off from this. I'm going to glue this onto here from underneath so you don't really see it so much. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have ribbon across here anyways, or flowers, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. I'm going to cut this piece in half lengthways, and these are going to go on either end. And flip this over. I'm going to glue this on up around. This is going to be kind of touchy because it's really right on the edge. So I'm going to use my scissors to kind of bring that up and over. So I'm going to put some glue right along there. Like that. Glue that to there. And I'm going to glue these two pieces together, just a touch. And now I can go ahead and bring all of this up around. Very hard for you guys to see this end and what I'm doing out here. And then here I'm just going to snip so that I can fold the burlap down over this top wire. And I'm also going to trim this corner back a little bit. I'm throwing burlap at myself. And another glue stick. This has taken a ton of glue to glue this down. Okay, so I have my grass skirt here. This is the grass skirt. And if you take and you pull all your grass skirt to one end or the other, you will get a nice tight looking straw. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to push this all to one end and get it looking nice there. And then I can judge how much I want hanging out. And do I want it hanging out here? Or do I want it hanging out underneath? I think it would look better hanging out underneath. So I'm going to back some of this off. And this should go all the way across his hat's such as this. And this is going to be the messy part. I've got to trim all this straw off. And it doesn't have to be, and I'm going to make this knot a little bit bigger on this side because it looks like it's only a single knot. And I don't want anything to come off. So we're going to knot that one a little bigger too. Make them both nice and big. And I'm not going to trim these tails because they're going to be glued in the back. So we're going to take these tails. We're going to come to the back side. And we're going to fasten them. I'm actually probably going to tie them also back here. Keeping in mind that this knot is going to be up front. I'm not going to tie that tight yet. I'm going to judge my distance. Put this knot here. Take this all the way across and make sure that they fit, and they do. Take this across. And see if this tail will also tie up here, and it will. So what I originally started doing kind of failed. So I'm doing it a little different way. But that's okay. That's how it really works. You know, and like I said, I'm not a professional crafter. I just get something, you know, in my mind. It looks good in my mind. When I go to put it together, it's usually a really big fail. But hey, if I stopped there, I'd never get nowhere. Right? So, I have trimmed the grass off because it was really heavy, and there goes my glue gun. That's okay. Stay there. I'm done with you for the moment. I trimmed my grass off. At first I was like, well, that's really crooked, but then I realized it had character. I kind of liked it, so I decided to leave it. And this over here that's all messy, can you see that? I decided I would leave that like that. I am going to actually put this little stem of flowers right here on that. And I'm using the wrong thing. Hold on a second. I got to grab everything. So as I was starting to say before, everything looked really crappy. And everything was falling on the floor. I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to glue it down, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I went ahead, I have this hot glued on in place, and I went ahead while I was waiting for this to dry, and I cut and placed my ribbon. It is just cut and then hot glued on the back. Now, this isn't going to be hung outside, so I'm not worried about wind tearing it apart or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to put some flowers and things on this because he's looking kind of drab. I also decided I'm going to put a patch of that material that was also on this on here. Because this isn't very big, I didn't want a real big patch. I just wanted a big enough one to put right there, and I will go ahead and trim that little piece off. And that just gives a little extra orange color to this. Now I'm going to pick some flowers. Probably will go ahead with these white daisies. I don't know. I might mix them with these big yellow orange ones too for a fall harvest look. I'll be right back with you. So I decided to use one of these burlap looking big orange sunflowers plus a couple of these white daisies. They kind of remind me of a black-eyed Susie, but they're white. And I'm going to go ahead and put them on. I always glue things down by using the leaves and the petals and then adding extra glue to the stems. That helps hold everything down. And then I'm going to use one of these big orange mums. And of course, I'm going to add some glue to the stem of this flower. That will help give that some more stability. This part takes a ton of glue to put these flowers on. That alone right there was the second glue stick I'm putting in my third. This one here is going to go up underneath like this. And that helps hide all of the stems. Just like so. And there we have the top part of the hat done, the bottom part of the hat done, and here in a minute I'm going to go ahead and put a hanger on this, and I'll be right with you. Because these messenger bags had these awesome handles, I decided to just use one of these and tie it to the second round down on this, and I'm going to trim it, or I can make a bow out of it. But I think a bow would be too bulky, so I'm going to trim this down, and I'm going to lay it like that. And we just made our handle and not had to use any more material. Guys, I love how that turned out. It was kind of a bit of a pain to make because I've never done one before. And having to use other materials to make it, excuse the orb, I'm making a video. They have to make themselves known. Oops, let me just get rid of that. But it turned out so cute. It was so cute. And considering I'd not done one before, and I love how I left this shaggy, kind of like, you know, like it would look if that was really hair or hay sticking out from, you know, a scarecrow's hat. The only thing missing is that I don't have a face. And, you know, I could probably come up with one, but I kind of like it. It's just supposed to be a scarecrow hat. So there you have it, guys. He's cute. I like him. And that's exactly the way he should look. I like it. I almost wish I'd put the flowers down here, because the band looks a little blah, but it's okay. I've never done one before. It was a thought I had in my mind. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Hope you get to make one if you still have these witches' hats, forms. Make yourself a scarecrow. Bye, guys.